When you think of a California disaster, you think of two monsters: earthquakes, tearing the ground apart, and wildfires, burning through the hills. But what if the real monster, the one that could cause $1 trillion in damage and displace millions, isn't coming from below or from a spark, but from the sky? This isn't a science fiction movie. This is the ARkStorm, a scientifically plausible megastorm that has happened before and will happen again. So what is it, and what would it do to California? The story starts with something called an atmospheric river. It's literally a river of water vapor flowing in the sky. A single one can carry more water than the Mississippi River. Normally, California gets a few of these during its rainy season, but an ARkStorm is what happens when a series of these massive, warm, water-soaked storms hits the state one after another for weeks. The result? A flood of biblical proportions. The storm would stall over California, dumping feet, not inches, of rain. The state's massive system of dams and levees would be overwhelmed and fail. The entire Central Valley, the agricultural heartland of America, would be submerged, turning into a temporary inland sea, 300 miles long and dozens of miles wide. Cities like Sacramento, Fresno, and Stockton would be underwater. The idea of California's heartland turning into a giant sea is a truly apocalyptic vision. If you agree, let the algorithm know that you respect the power of our planet's weather by hitting that like button. But the truly mind-blowing climax isn't just the flood itself, it's the historical certainty of it. Scientists drilling into the geological record have found evidence of these megafloods hitting California every 1 to 200 years for millennia. The last one was the Great Storm of 1861 to 62. It turned the Central Valley into a lake so vast, the state's capital had to be temporarily moved from Sacramento to San Francisco. That was over 160 years ago, which means we are overdue. The ARkStorm isn't a question of if, it's a question of when. We are living in the window of time where the next one is expected. This terrifying scenario connects back to humanity with a crucial lesson. We prepare for the dangers we know, the ones that happen frequently: earthquakes, fires. But the greatest threats are often the low-frequency, high-impact events that we forget about over time. The ARkStorm is a powerful reminder that we must learn from geological history or be doomed to repeat it. It teaches us that nature's memory is far, far longer than our own. A flood from the sky is a terrifying thought, but it is not the only threat lurking in the Golden State. What would happen if the ground itself decided to tear apart? That's a question for another time.